What do you got going on in here with this mic and stuff?
So I'm a YouTuber covering Tesla's full self-driving.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I originally started out with just this little camera that looks at the forward view of the car driving.
Huh.
And back in, I think, January or February, I did a ride where I had see if I could actually get the vehicle to take a customer from their A to B. And the audience loved that. They're
Does
like,
it work?
We've never seen it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's actually, I just clicked that twice and...
Full self-driving?
Yeah.
And you have like, there's like no worry in the world.
Well, as a beta tester, I'm here to prevent that.
Yeah, yeah.
So this isn't a finished product where somebody would get it, click it and forget it, go to sleep. With me and now almost 200,000 testers across the US and Canada, we're helping it get there.
So you signed up with this with Tesla? Basically.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's my car and I paid for the self-driving, but then we were able to actually request access to the beta program to actually help, like basically crowdsourcing this tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I got from that was this little camera button up here and then access to the full city and highway self-driving autonomy.
Oh, interesting.
And it's been an adventure, man.
Well, I was curious, how did you get the Yoke on like the Model 3? Is that?
Oh,
Like,
that's aftermarket.
Yeah,
I found it online, and you know, being a tech myself, I just went whoop, threw it on.
What's
That's this.
Wheel?
This isn't how the Model 3 normally looks.
Yeah,
it usually has a
only
standard
comes on,
wheel.
Like, the S, like plaid.
The new S and X have them, and I fell in love with it when I saw it on the S and X. I was like, I want that in my life.
Yeah.
So like, this is all the car here, and I take over as quickly as tapping the brakes or grabbing the wheel. It's seamless, and then I can report back to Tesla if it does something weird. But you'll see with this level of the tech, it's got a lot more information. It's targeting in blue, showing that it's actually looking at those vehicles to wait.
I was about to say, like, I didn't really see
even the pedestrians and such.
Yeah. Wow.
God.
And this is all, it's active processing in real time. It's just 8 cameras and it's brain, it's a neural net, so it's not pre-programmed or anything. It just looks and reacts.
It's pretty
Bro,
cool.
it's insane.
It already sees these stopped cars and it's already kind of chilling out.
Dude. Wow, so this technology is insane.
Let's see, we might be seeing some of the traffic from earlier. Hopefully it's not earlier down Mission. There was literally like 1,000 cyclists.
Oh, I saw that actually.
And I was just like, oh God, please don't put me behind them. I hate it so much. Now that there's some really kick-ass electric trucks coming out, the Rivian R1T, the Lightning.
The Rivian looks
I saw
really
some
cool.
videos on that. It looked
Oh
really
man,
cool.
the Rivian and the Lightning are both shitting all over towing expectations. And just
I bet, yeah.
Really?
yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things in towing when you're thinking about hilly terrain and going downhill is in most vehicles you have to constantly get on the brakes to maintain safe speeds,
Yeah, but
which leads to brake fade and heat and shit. But on the electric ones,
it's also charging.
yeah, the regen kicks in, which slows you down while charging the battery, so your efficiency goes through the roof, and you're not having to maintain anything. You're just basically cruising.
Whoa.
Not to mention the Rivian being quad motor with all that power, it's destroying off-road performance. It makes Jeep Wrangler Rubicons that are all kitted out look like nothing.
How long do your brakes last? Forever?
Well, I am pretty much still at like 6 millimeters at 140,000 miles,
Gee.
which is pretty much new brakes. It really depends on your driving technique too. So you could go in and you
I've
can
seen,
change
like,
the regen mode. If you put it on creep, it basically functions like a gas car that when you put it in drive, it'll creep forward.
Yeah.
And there's really not much regen use at all. And you can make it even lower here.
Yeah, yeah.
But it doesn't make any sense. That's why I have it on hold and standard, because it's got maximal regen. It'll bring it all the way to a stop just with the regen.
That's cool.
Being a beta tester, like, what are some of like the cool features that you have that other people don't have in their Teslas?
It mostly is all centered around the actual autopilot,
Because autopilot,
self-driving.
it's not completely like figured out yet, right?
No, I mean, even the public build that is outside of beta testing is still technically in a beta. It's a lot of that has to do with, you know, being careful with legal and regulatory.
Yeah, exactly. Legality.
Yeah,
They
'cause-
can't say it's fully without getting sued up
Yeah.
the ass if something happens.
Tesla's entire system, even at my level, is still classed as level 2, which is ADAS, Advanced Driver Assistance feature.
Who made up these levels?
Uh,
Elon.
no,
Elon.
no, it's NHTSA and the actual, like, I wonder who exactly started it, but it's a NHTSA classification, I believe.
Do you think it'll get to that point where no one's driving them? It's just taxes making them go up?
Oh yeah.
I think people,
Yeah.
my theories on it, like people won't own cars, and Tesla's kind of going this way because Tesla's
Yeah.
buying back a lot of their cars, and basically like it's like a subscription model where you like subscribe to having a car, and it can
A whole different version of rideshare.
It comes to pick you up in the morning, takes you to work, you schedule it, like you subscribe to a service, like SaaS-based business. I think that's where it's gonna go. No one, because like no one really wants to own cars anyway. It's like a depreciating asset, right? So then you have a subscription model where you're asset, like in theory, asset light, and like don't have to actually own a car to get picked up and dropped off. Like your whole
And
life.
think about the cost reduction and savings with that. With the driver, you know, $1 a mile, you're paying for the labor of the driver. With a system like that, you could think more 10 cents a mile.
Yeah, exactly.
So the cost of using the service would drop dramatically. I could see monthly subscription models where you can pay like $20, $30, $40 a month for, you know, unlimited trips in your area or something.
Yeah.
And the safety factor would go through the roof because, I mean, as more and more autonomy comes into the picture, less and less human error.
Yeah.
You would start to eliminate rush hour and everything. I mean, just even with the system where it's at now, aside from me showing you the acceleration, this vehicle's been doing everything.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that like Tesla's gonna be the number one?
They are already the number one. Like, I think they're the number one car manufacturer in general in America right now. Like,
so then, how does Rivian and all these other companies fit into this new thing?
They're trying to compete. They're trying to get a share of the pie.
But how? If Tesla's so far ahead of them and all this shit, like
It's gonna come down to how we all have our niches. Yeah, we have our desires for different styling.
Ford versus Chevy.
Yeah, exactly. And Tesla has never really been the company to try to dominate the market. They open sourced all their patents back in 2014 to say, yeah, copy us, keep going. We're trying to accelerate the advent of sustainability to transition.
If there's more people doing it, then you can leverage economies of scale and having production power make it cheaper. If there's more companies doing it, it's advantageous for them to make cars cheaper. So they can like have the scale of people to actually maintain the demand for building these cars out.
Yeah, and that's one area where I don't think Tesla will ever be touched, is in manufacturing prowess. That's been Elon's focus from the beginning.
They have their luxury cars, but like I think that would be a differentiator too. Like there's gonna be like obviously the Mercedes with like the EQS or whatever, like having their luxury car, but Tesla's like their whole thing is like Elon's like pushing the Model 3 and like pushing a potential Model 2 even cheaper. So it's like that's where they're gonna hit, like turn into the Toyota of electric cars.
Well, and even going a step further with being the first company since the technology's been around for the last 30, 40 years to actually utilize gigacasts, mega scaled casting machines to put massive parts of the car together. Because, I mean, I follow pretty closely. You probably, sounds like you would know this too, Senny Monroe and the engineering team at Monroe and Associates that have torn down Teslas and criticized the first Model 3s for structurally being a joke. But technology-wise being incredible. And it was a fair criticism because Tesla's early mass production manufacturing days, there was a lot of issues with unnecessary welds and body panel gap issues and such. But that's because they were new to that scale of the industry. Now, like the vehicles coming out of Texas,
like
the Model Y.
Gigafactory Texas has been good.
Oh, dude, the whole front end of the car and the whole rear end of the car are all one massive singly casted aluminum alloy piece. And it's a proprietary alloy blend that Tesla invented, and using a company of casting presses. Would you figure out if you're going or stopping? Basically, Tesla reached out to every large casting company out there saying, will you think about partnering with us to make vehicle parts? And only one of them said maybe, and it was IDRA, which is the ones that are supplying the casting machines to Tesla now. So they've reduced not only maybe 200 to 300 parts in the rear to one, but they're also reducing the amount of robots they need in the factory and the amount of stations they need. And it's just, manufacturing is being condensed.
Have you been there? Have you been to one of the factories?
Oh man, no, I wish. I would, if I find myself going through Texas, you bet I'll be stopping by Giga Texas to check it out.
Is the other one's what, in San Mateo? Like, where's the other factory?
So as far as the gigafactories, we got Reno.
What is Giga?
That's just the name Tesla gave them because they're so freaking massive, and also because of the production. So the idea of making gigawatt hours worth of batteries.
Gigawatt hours.
Versus, actually, the Texas one is being nicknamed the Terra Factory.
Oh Jesus!
Because eventually they want to be able to produce
versus, like,
Terra,
you know, like kilowatts or
factors of 1,000.
Yeah. Metric and stuff.
Good old metric system.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got one in I was a temp for Tesla for a while, so sometimes I still say we. They wouldn't hire me as a permanent employee, but I was a temp. Which I got to drive some of the first Plaid Model S's. I got to inspect this car when I hit the lot. I can't put words to it, dude. It's stupid.
Your heart drop, huh?
And it doesn't stop giving. It doesn't matter if you're at 0 or a 60. When you hit that, you get 1,000 horsepower into your seat, and you're just like, like.
Wow.
I was like, this shouldn't really be in just anybody's hands. I feel like you need a special license to handle a car like this.
I'm gonna sell my car now, thanks to you. Good.
I wish I could see how many people have ridden with me. I've given rides to anywhere from 20 to 40,000 people in 2.5 years, and I just wonder how many of them went electric, whether it was Tesla or Ford. No, they stopped that.
Oh, did that?
Yeah.
Take a right here, actually. It's
oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, it'll easier to drop us off.
Yeah, they stopped the referral program a while ago.
I saw like other YouTubers would do that and get like unlimited charging hours, whatever it was.
Oh, my buddy Ryan that has the Ride the Lightning podcast has 2 Tesla Roadsters waiting for him when they come out.
Oh my gosh.
There's another channel that had like 6.
What?
I know, like,
because of all the referrals because they won Tesla Roadsters.
Meet Kevin's like a big, like, he talks about like politics and stuff, like financial economy.
Yeah,
stuff.
he's a pretty big
But
personality.
He's a big Tesla guy too, so.
I mean, I feel like everyone's a big Tesla guy. Like,
you would think, but man, there's a lot of woke mob hate against Elon.
Well, yeah. But
it's a mess.
Yeah.
And the whole left side of politics seems to think that he's the devil incarnate.
Well, it's because the whole Twitter thing, bro.
Well, Twitter and also just being a billionaire inherently.
Yeah, I know. Being a billionaire, left's gonna hate you, dude.
Even though he lives in a little
yeah.
$50,000 shack in Texas and doesn't
doesn't he own that company too? Like like his little house thing, like the small house thing.
Yeah.
Have you seen those things? He has another company.
Oh yeah,
It's like
you
haven't heard that.
You can stop like right here, bro.
Right here, sure, yeah.
Yeah, dude,
like
that's
this
crazy.
door right here.
Well,
Sounds good.
yeah, I mean, I love that guy, bro. He's
Changed the world, man.
Genius.
He's so cool.
It's awesome to be alive in the same lifetime as him.
Yeah, exactly.
Just hold the top button and push the door at the same time.
Where?
Right here, yeah.
This guy?
Yep,
Yeah.
hold it down and push out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
it's
you,
fun,
man.
guys.
Fun talking with you.
Take care.
Take care, man.
It's so cool watching the little monitor.
Right.
Just like looking at all the cars.
Yeah, this is what the car sees.
Yeah, that's
using
really cool.
about 8 cameras.
Do you have like a little mini Tesla on your dash?
Yeah, it's the Cybertruck.
That's so awesome.
That's the one I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
A full-size pickup, all electric. Ugh, can't wait.
Seem pretty passionate about it.
Yeah, it's fun to finally, to be alive when the things are transitioning this way.
Right?
You know, where you have like a reinvigorated spirit to go back to the moon. Haven't had that since the 70s.
Right.
You know, and electrification and just breakthroughs in medical. I mean, this is one hell of a time to be alive. There's a lot of bad stuff going on, but I'm looking at all the good.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's amazing what humans can do.
Being a kid and being like, I wonder if we're ever going to see robots or like, just
Yeah.
technological advancement to a degree that's actually mind-blowing. Always wondering if we would ever, see something like that. And
You want something to melt your brain, you should look up or try to remember to look up AI Day 2 on Tesla's channel.
AI Day 2?
Yeah. The first half of it is actually about humanoid robots.
Snap.
Tesla's making them now. Starting to.
Yeah.
It's oh man, it's exciting. They're hoping to have the first humanoid robots working in the Tesla factories doing small jobs, remedial tasks to start iterating on them, but they just announced last year, like a year ago, that they were going to start pursuing it, and to go from, hey, we're thinking about doing this, to what you'll see in that video, I mean, I had to pick my jaw off the floor. I was so blown away. I was like, they built that in 6 months? What?
Wow. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look it up after work. Is it the... Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah, I see it. Save.
Yeah, it just happened a couple weeks ago. It's kind of long. 2 parts of it. The longest part of it really is about the Tesla Full Self-Driving and really getting into the engineering of it. Because that event was a recruiting event to pull in talent. To pull in more people that want to be in the robotics and AI fields and neural nets and self-driving. So it's very heavy on the actual tech lingo versus being flashy and like showy.
Yeah, the actual, how it actually works.
Yeah.
Not just the cosmetic of it.
Exactly. Getting really into the meat and bones of it all.
Yeah, and I'm not by any means tech savvy, but it's still pretty interesting to just watch because
Oh, for sure.
in such a short amount of time we've had such advancement,
Yeah.
And it just makes you wonder, like in 20 years when I have kids and my kids are like in their teens, what's it gonna be like?
Guarantee you they won't be driving cars. They'll probably be like, wait, what? People drove?
Yeah, right. Like they actually had to touch the wheel.
Yeah. Isn't that dangerous?
Right.
Wait, they ran on gas? Doesn't that catch fire?
Yeah.
Doesn't that explode?
Oh, I'm not
I
ready
can't
for
wait.
those conversations.
Oh, man.
Well, okay, so I would probably get a hybrid car, but I don't know about a full electric car
I'm curious to why. What's your thought process there?
because they drive differently. Like, I mean, obviously, right? When you drive a car that's just powered or just runs on gas, and then an electric car or a hybrid car, they all drive differently. And I think that the hybrid drives smoothest for me personally, my own liking.
Really?
And it saves. Since it is a hybrid, it'll definitely save money on gas. Yeah. But a full electric car, I don't know. I don't want to give up driving. I like steering and all that.
Well, self-driving is different than being an electric car. So here's me. Just to give you a little example.
That's what I like.
Yeah. So in this, I drive whenever you want. Yeah. So like it being an EV, it's that snappy, that acceleration, that thrill, and you wouldn't think it when you first imagine it. Especially because a lot of people, when they think of electric cars, they think of something maybe slower, like the hybrids and like Priuses and such.
Right.
But then you have something like this, where it's ridiculous. You're just gone.
Yeah.
But you have an incredible feeling of stability and control, all at the same time.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, you might have just sold me on electric cars.
I always love to hear what people think, though, because Tesla doesn't advertise. Like, you're not gonna find any commercials.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like the meat and bones of like what a real EV can do, it's most people, it's just not there. Like, no idea. I didn't even know until I drove one for the first time. Like, you hear about the 0 to 60, the experience, you see it on paper, but then when you drive one and you feel that power under your foot and you just go, oh my God, what just happened? Like, I grew up tracking cars and building cars and always wanting to drive the fastest, craziest thing. And my Stage 2 tuned turboed Mini Cooper that I put on the track felt like it broke after I drove a Tesla. And I was like, oh, what did I just do? I just ruined myself. I just completely destroyed a gas experience for me.
But now this is your car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. How does it feel?
I mean,
it's like a car guy.
It's incredible to have, and it's funny because I'm also a big time like gamer and tech lover and like space science, sci-fi, all that.
Yeah.
So when like my gearhead car side and my tech loving side merged when this thing came into my life, and it changed everything. But at the same time, like I still would love one day to build like a 1972 Datsun Fairlady or a classic car. But at that point, they'll be more like people who own horses today. Yeah. Not to get around day to day, but to enjoy. To
look at,
to have.
enjoy, yeah.
If you ask me, so my thoughts on hybrids is that it's very inefficient, because if you think about it from a standpoint of either purely gas engine or purely EV, they're more efficient. But if you have both drivetrains, now you've got added complexity and weight and use and function between both, increased possibility of breakdown, repair, maintenance cost, and
like
a lot of
maybe
kind of. Well, like a lot of people, there's actually a lot of reports that are showing that people who get like plug-in hybrids, they forget to plug it in to charge up the battery, so they're just driving on gas all the time and lugging around an electric powertrain, which is basically dead weight. Is it right here?
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay, cool.
If I ever get a Tesla, I'll probably get the family one, because
Yeah.
I bet
The Model Y is amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Okay.
So perfect, you got it. You're a pro.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you have a wonderful day.